Hi, welcome to today's class. Today we're going to be working on a total body stretch. We will work on all the parts of the body, so if you're ready for that, let's go ahead and get started. So coming into a comfortable seat, drawing the palms to the knees, we're going to take a moment to close the eyes. Drawing the spine nice and tall, draw the shoulders down and back, and take a moment here to close the eyes. Softening in through the shoulders, the face, the eyebrows. And we'll start to initiate our Ujjayi breathing in and out through the nose. So we'll keep the mouth closed as we inhale through the nose deeply. Exhaling out through the nose, keeping the mouth closed. And as you deepen that Ujjayi breathing, you'll feel the belly going in and out, in and out. That's good. That's what you want. So starting to deepen that breathing a little bit more. And now I want you to draw your awareness into the mind, the body, and just take a check in. Notice how you're feeling today. And seeing if you can avoid any of the distractions that might have presented themselves before you came onto your mat right now. And just take a moment here. Know that this is your space to focus in on your mind, your body right now. This is your space to just be. And we'll deepen the awareness just a little bit more. Again, softening in through the mind, the body just a little bit more. And just take a check in. Notice if you're holding on to any tightness or tension in the body as well. And we'll see if we can loosen that a little today, right? And gently blink the eyes open. We're going to roll into all fours. Draw the palms right in line with your shoulders, knees right in line with your hips. Fingers spread nice and wide. Inhaling, tuck the chin, arch up into your cat pose. And tuck the toes, open up cow. A couple times with your breath. Inhale. And exhale. You could take it nice and slow if that feels good. Inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Good, and then we'll come back to a neutral position. Just shake out those hips side to side. So we do so much with our hips that we don't even realize during the day, right? So just want you to loosen up a little bit more. Shake them out a little side to side. And we're going to take gentle circles in through the hips and the shoulders. So rolling around a little bit here. You can take them as wide as it feels good to you. So getting it a little bit looser in through the hips, the shoulders, even the wrists, right? And then we'll take one more round like this. And then we're going to switch sides. So switching directions here, going the opposite way that you did before. And then we're going to come back to our neutral position again. Knees right in line with your hips again. We're going to walk those palms forward and come into your puppy dog pose. So this is a kind of cool pose. I love this pose. I taught my kids this pose and they love it too. It's kind of cute, right? It looks just like a puppy dog. So I want your butt straight up in the air. Your chin lowering down towards the mat if you can. If you can't reach, that's okay. You could keep it a little bit low. You could put a blanket underneath if that feels better. And I want you to think about a couple of things here. Sending those hips up towards the sky. Relaxing in through the shoulders, the shoulder joint, the trapezius, the arms. Fingers are spread nice and wide. You're keeping your gaze forward. So you're not looking down like child's pose, okay? This is different than child's pose. Your hips are nice and high. Your fingers are spread wide. You're looking forward between your thumbs. You're going to feel that stretch in through the shoulders, all the way into the back. Breathe. Couple more deep breaths. We're going to slowly start to walk it in. Coming back into that neutral position here. Again, shake it out side to side. All right, so we're going to thread the needle now. So we're going to start with the left palm down. We're going to take the right palm, flip it up, and then thread the needle. Release it out towards the left side. Lower onto that left shoulder. And I'm closing my eyes here because the sun is like really on my face right now. But you can keep your eyes open if you want to. You can close them if that feels good too. And you're releasing onto that right shoulder. Your right palm is facing up. If you want to walk your left palm out, you can, just to deepen that stretch a little bit more. And breathe here. Couple of deep breaths. Again, your hips are still in the air, just like how they were in puppy dog pose. So this is different than child's pose again. Hips are nice and high. Couple more breaths. Okay, we're going to start to walk it back in. Coming back through neutral here, and then shifting sides, left palm flips up. Thread the needle up and under here. Looking towards that right side here. Left palm is facing up. Right palm can stay where it was, or you can walk it forward a little bit. And again, keeping those hips nice and high. You're releasing down into that left shoulder. Keeping the eyes open or closed, your choice. Breathe wherever you are. And even though we're getting into that left side, see if you can relax that right shoulder as well. So this is a total body stretch routine today, right? So you want to do both sides. You're relaxing into that right shoulder as you're stretching into that left shoulder. One more deep breath here. And then we're going to float on back. And separate the knees now nice and wide. Big toes touch if you can. Walk the palms forward, release it down. Child's pose. So this time your forehead does touch the mat if you can. If it can't touch, that's okay. You can just lower it down as much as you can without any strain. You want to keep the head, the neck nice and relaxed. So no tension in the forehead, no tension in the neck. If it feels too much to stretch through the arms and the fingertips, you can walk them in a little bit more. That's fine too. Bend the elbows if you want to, and just keep the focus in the hips. If you want to get that whole stretch in while you're in child's pose, you can keep the arms extended as much as you can, fingertips spread, reaching out in front of you, and then simultaneously you're sending the hips back behind you. So hips are going down and back. So even though sometimes we kind of feel like child's pose is like, you know, a babyish pose, I mean, other than the name being child's pose, it's kind of like people think it's an easy pose, but if you're doing it correctly, you're stretching your whole body, right? You're stretching your upper body, you're stretching your lower body, you're stretching your back. So it's actually super useful and it feels good. So enjoy this, right? Enjoy it. Take a couple breaths. Inhale. And exhale, we're going to walk it back in. Good. So from here, we're going to come into our butterfly pose. So drawing the feet together here. I'll turn to face you so you can see me a little bit more. Feet come together here, and you can choose how far you want your feet to be from your body. So if you want them real close in towards your groin, that's fine. If you want them far away with the space a little bit wider between your knees, you can do that. If you want to come somewhere in between, do that. I like to come somewhere in between. I don't like to come super close and I don't like to come super far. I like to go somewhere in between. So play around with it and see what feels good to you, because ultimately you want to do what feels good to you, right? So palms come wherever they are. Draw the spine nice and tall. Draw the crown of the head towards the sky. And just take a moment here to get centered. Relax through the knees. So you're thinking about sending the knees down. You're not pushing down with the hands. You're just thinking about them releasing down towards the sides. Again, nice and tall. Take a deep breath here. You could stay here if you want. If you want to go a little bit deeper, we're going to crawl the palms forward and release the head down. So staying here if you want, you can crawl the palms even more forward. Keep going as much as you can, lowering the head down all the way if you can. Relax the head, relax the neck, and breathe. And I've talked about this before in some of my other videos. If you haven't seen my other videos, you should, because I talk a lot about alignment because it's so important to get the maximum benefits of your yoga practice. So in this pose, you want to think about the shoulders releasing down and back. So even though your arms are forward, that doesn't mean your shoulders creep up towards your ears. Your shoulders release down and back away from your ears as much as you can. And you're creating that deep stretch through the arms, but simultaneously thinking about the knees going downwards. And it's so interesting, right? Because you don't have to add that literal force with the fingers and the palms to push down into the knees. All you have to do is think about it and they go downwards and you feel that stretch. It's so fascinating. So think about it. Think about those knees going down towards your mat, opening up through the hips a little bit more, and they will. And that keeps it nice and safe. So when you push down with your hands, sometimes that can go a little bit too far. So you want to just think about it, and they will relax down. So a couple more breaths here. And we're going to slowly walk it on back. Okay, and now we're going to come into a wide-legged stance. So just coming out nice and wide. All right. So from here, we're going to release your left palm out towards the left leg. You can keep it here. You can lower the elbow if you want, whatever feels good. And we're just going to send that right palm up and over, releasing towards that left side. Breathe here. And come on back through the center, nice and tall through the spine. Inhale. Exhale, switching sides. Right palm down, left palm up and over. Just reaching here. Come on back through the center, nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, walk the palms forward, release the head down. Just relax here. You don't have to go super far. Just choose what feels good to you. So I can go pretty far, but sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I just like feeling the stretch right here, and that feels good enough to me. Depends how tight I am that day. Depends how much other activity I've been doing, right? So some days you're tighter than others, so you want to maintain balance. You don't want to go too far. You don't want to overdo it. So try to maintain that balance between a nice stretch and going too far. You want to be just right? Like Goldilocks. So relax the head and neck and breathe here. A couple more breaths. Good. Now slowly start to walk it on in. And we're going to draw the feet in, come to the front of the mat, hold on to the backs of your legs, and slowly make your way down onto your mat. And when you get down, we're just going to hug the knees in, rock a little side to side. Okay, coming into some spinal twists here. Palms come out towards your sides. You can stay here with the knees together like this if you want. If you want to go a little bit deeper, we're going to cross the right knee over the left. Now, you can stay here if you want. You can double cross if you want. Do whatever feels good to you. There's no pressure here. You could stay here. You could cross once. You can double cross. So choose what feels good. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to lower those knees out on towards the left side and look towards the right side. So the right knee is over the left. You're looking towards your right side. And just like I talked about before, even though this feels like we're doing a lot with the legs, with the back, we're also doing the shoulders, right? So we're doing the shoulders, we're relaxing into the shoulders. So trying to keep the shoulders down is hard enough, right? So you want to think about the shoulders drawing down and back into your mat. And just take a few deep, long breaths here. Relaxing the eyes if you want. You can close them. Keep the focus within. Take one more long, deep breath. We're going to slowly make our way back through the center. Unravel here. Hug the knees in. Rock side to side. Oh, that feels good, right? Okay, palms come out towards either side. Again, keeping your knees together like so. Otherwise, taking the left knee over the right, So left knee over the right once, or locking in twice, your choice, whatever feels good. Inhale deep here, exhaling. Send those knees over towards your right side. Gaze comes over to your left. And you can close the eyes if that felt good on the other side. You could do it again if you want. And again, thinking about those shoulders drawing down and back into your mat. So pressing down into the shoulders. Again, remember, we're not actually pushing our shoulders down forcefully with our hands, right? We're not using our hands at all to push them down. We're just thinking about our shoulders going down into the mat. And that by itself just deepens that stretch a little bit more. Nice open chest here. Couple more deep breaths. Last breath here. We're going to slowly make our way back on through the center. Unravel here. Hug your knees in close, rock side to side. And let's take a happy baby. So grabbing onto the outsides of your feet if you can. Bend the knees, draw them out towards the sides. So knees come out towards the side, feet are flexed. You're holding on to the outside of the feet if you can. If you can't, and that's too much, you can hold on to the insides. If you can hold on to the outsides, hold on to the outsides of the feet. We're gonna add a little rock side to side, loosen up a little bit more through the hips, the back, the spine, the shoulders as well. Taking one deep breath here, and then hugging those knees back in. Give yourself one last squeeze. And then when you're ready, we're gonna extend our feet all the way out. Nice and wide here. Palms come to either side. Rotate your palms to face up. Close the eyes. Let's take a moment here to soften into our Shavasana. So truly soften into the body. Relax the shoulders down, relax the feet, the heels, the hips. See if you can soften your breathing a little bit more. So the breathing, your heart rate, your breath might have picked up a little bit more. See if you could soften it, slow it down a bit more here. Tuning the awareness back into the mind, the body. Just take another moment here to notice how the body's feeling, how the mind's feeling. We'll stay in Shavasana for a few more deep breaths. Gently start to wiggle the fingers, the toes. We're going to bend the knees, roll onto the left side. Resting here for a moment. And when you're ready, push into that right palm to make your way up. And finding a nice comfortable seat here. We'll draw the palms to the knees. Close the eyes once again. And take a moment here to settle in. So settle in into your own space again. So noticing here, this is your own space. This is your own mind, your own body in full awareness. And taking a moment to check in, notice how the mind, the body is feeling right now. Take 3 deep breaths together. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Again, inhale. Easy exhale. Last time, inhale. Again, let it go. Gently blink the eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you're well.